Welcome, everybody. Hello. My name is Lucila. I am from Argentina. I am a hostess of this Marathon of Calm. So, welcome to Meme Summit. I am really happy today because I have a very special guest. He's Luang Phi Pasura Dantamano. He's a Buddhist monk from Thailand. He has been a monk for more than 14 years now, and he's in charge of International Affairs Department of the Dhammakaya Foundation. He's been guiding meditation for people from all around the world, sharing his wisdom, and I am so honored to have him as my teacher of meditation practice. So welcome, Luang Phi. Thank you very much for being here today. How are you now?
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here and sharing these sessions with you.
Sure. Okay, so first of all, we would like, because many people know you already in Argentina, but many people don't. So would you please share a little bit about your personal path? How was your turning point? Who were the people who inspired you to follow this path?
Honestly speaking, I have never really thought of me growing up to becoming a monk. That has never really been my thought. But I had also the chances to come to the temple ever since I was very young. And basically my uncle, my mother's brother, younger brother, he is a monk. He must have been a monk for 40 years now, I think. And ever since I was young, that's when each time I come to the temple, I would see him. I would visit him. So I think that idea of seeing him like really calm, wise, smart, and look happy all the time is always kind of in my consciousness, subconscious level, I guess. Even though I have not really planned to becoming a monk, we just spending my days on regular teenagers, parties, having fun, going out, having relationships and all kind of stuff. But there was like a little thing back in my head that kept telling me that if there is nothing else that I can fulfill in my life, this is kind of role model that I could try. So because of that, I have this idea of becoming a monk at least a period of time in my life, even though I don't plan to be this long, but it's always kind of in the back of my head. So when I was, on this kind of, every little things, working, relationships until I turned 28 years old, that's when I got really have a chance to take a break. And that's when I decided to take a short pause, took leave from work and intend to becoming a monk for 4 months. And, it's not as easy as I was expected. Of course, it was like, living very simply, everything is taken away, sleeping basically on the grass with just a plastic sheet covered in mosquito net in an open area was like tough. 2 meals a day, nothing much. But it was really kind of, after a few weeks, it's really calm, life's going easy. And one thing I noticed that there was no such thing as worry. I don't have to care about what's going to be wearing tomorrow, what's going to be next meal, what I have to do. So just gone. And I think that is the moment I realized what my uncle was there and why he was enjoying his life. So, and after I continued for 4 months, I took more leave from work, and it became 6 months, and I have to quit my job. And now it's 14 years. And to be honest, I think I made the right choice.
Nice. Nice to hear that, of course. And this might be an obvious question, but what would be the role of meditation in your journey? And how do you find inner peace right now in the present moment?
Meditation has always been a part of my life, I have to say it this way, even though it was, just like in the kind of regular teenagers. And actually it was kind of, not really kind of nice kid, to be honest. I was really kind of deranged. I party hard. I really do kind of stuff. But I think, throughout the time that I have been practicing meditation since I was young, you know that like if you have a grenade and there's a safety pin, and you know that when you pull this pin, everything just explode. I think, going through these practices and get into the deepest level of myself, there's some kind of threshold that I never crossed. It's like I realized there's certain kind of line I would never cross that, even though I lived my life, tried, I pushed myself a lot, but I will not go into the dangerous kind of stuff way too much. And that's what I realized, that meditation really been a big role. It allowed me to have certain kind of clarity, especially in some moments that, I don't know what decision I should make. And it's easy to follow friends and temptation, but those are kind of things that can really kind of pull me back. And that's a safety pin that I got. And, whenever I got really hectic in my life, I realized that it's easier for me to just pause and stay in the present moment and just deal with stuff. And that is actually how I learned to realize that gut feeling really matters. Things that people talk like intuitions, gut feelings, insight. It really comes from the practice of meditation. It has been one of the guiding light for me whenever I feel lost or I have nowhere else to do or nowhere else to go. Nowadays, I think, especially in this year that I have not traveled a lot, I realized that I had so much meditation time that I really, really enjoy. I can't explain how happy it is for me. Just like finally, after 12 years of traveling, this is like one of the best times in my life. Meditation for sessions a day must have been like 8 hours a day. It was fantastic. I was like really happy. And for me, meditation is the way to get into that state of inner peace. And when I say the word inner peace, I don't know how people explain it. But to me, it's the state of the mind. It doesn't contain any kind of craving. Like I don't feel like I need anything in particular. It was like everything was just okay, perfect, just fine. The food, whatever it is, it comes and it goes. Whether, it's easy to be content. And that is what I explained as the first step of inner peace. So when people feel peaceful, they don't feel like they want anything. They don't even feel the kind of need to hate anybody, to feel kind of despised over another person or wanting anything in particular. It's like, it's just content. And everything in life is just a blessing. So that's when the state of inner peace is that I really realized, especially in this year, that I got. And it makes it easier to cope with every situation that comes along.
Thank you very much. I think this reflection leads me to the following question, which is about this nowadays situation we are facing as humankind. So I would like to know, first of all, which is your perspective on what is happening? What are we facing right now? What can you observe in the communities you are guiding?
People, for me, especially in Thailand right now, you probably have heard a lot of the news on the demonstrations that are happening in my countries. A number of things is coming from, I have to say that humanity has been accumulating a lot of problems throughout the times. When people are so engaging in materialistic and consumerism, I have to say that is actually one of the root causes of the problems. All these things has been leading up to the gap of classes in the societies, and up to the certain point, people got fed up. And how you can see the statistics that's coming out that the 1% holding a lot of assets, like half the world assets. So that is what people get fed up. And when it comes to this turning point with all the epidemic, when people just got really, people who are already worse off in the society feel like they can't or they have nowhere else to go. So they want to blame somebody. So all of this is actually kind of turmoil that finally erupted at a certain point. But the hardest part is that right now in the world, people love to find some place or somewhere to be blamed. It's easy to blame someone or something that happened to us. Of course, I'm not saying that it's totally everybody's fault. It's totally my fault, it's totally their fault. It's no such thing. But everything always have more than one factors for it to happen. And there are things that we can change. There are things that we can't change. But when we put all the blames on somebody, then we kind of disregard the aspect that I have to be the one who at least starting from solving my own problems. But all of these has been accumulated. There is actually one part in our teachings in the text. It said that when the leader is not righteous, the government officer will not be righteous. And then the scholar, the business entrepreneur will not be righteous, and the people will not be righteous. And that affects the seasons, the rain, the crops, all the way to sickness will erupt, epidemic, and people have short life. You see the sequences, it's exactly what happened right now. We're talking about ecological problems, environmental problems, epidemic. We flow in that part. So if we want the world to change, it's not just a person responsibilities, but everybody as a whole to taking their part to be more responsible for themselves and their own environment. And with that, I think one of the best key is not stop blaming each other and start taking responsibility for one another.
Thank you very much for your perspective. And I'm very curious to know, how are you facing this pandemic situation in a personal level? Which tools have you used and what have you learned from them?
I think my temple were one of the first, because I think Thailand is the third country that have the cases in the world, if I remember correctly. We are the very first to be kind of aware of that thing. And at first people got panic and realized that at certain point, people got really panic and, kind of fear about even to touch on the doorknob and stuff like that. So first thing first, in order to deal with any challenges, knowledge really matters. Knowledge that really coming from looking to the information, not just the rumors that has been telling, so that we don't get paranoid or panic by the situation, but really know how to prepare ourselves. We talk about things like epidemic as uncertainty, but realities of life is always full of uncertainty in different kinds. This time, that uncertainty is just bigger than any other times. But realities that we always facing is uncertainty, which means that dealing with uncertainty is always the same. First of all, accept what's going on. I'm not saying about submissions or giving up, but admit that this is what's happening, not to blame anybody else. It is what it is. Now, in this given situation, what can I do? How to protect myself, how to prepare myself, and how to look after my duties and people that I care about. So with that, it helps us to sort of slowly take one step at a time and take the pragmatic step in order to resolve the situation, rather than, get frightened, fear, stress out, complaining. What people get, all the way to right now, they have a lot of demonstration because, all of these things finally burst out. There are things that we will be upset, of course, all these lockdown measures or these social distancing, life is a bit harder, economy is bad. Of course, it will happen. But there are things that we can change. This is a reality. The most important thing is how can we cope with the existing reality that we cannot do anything about. So trying to take a moment, look at all the scenarios and one step at a time.
So being a little bit more specific, which strategies or recommendations would you give to people to cope with these current challenges?
I would say start it from inside out. Prepare your mind first. Prepare your mind for whatever is going to be coming up. Right now, when we jump into the problems, there's just going to be a lot of things going on. The reason that I wouldn't want to go to specific, because you're going to have to be talking about economic problems, financial problems, There are so many different, and these things require different measures or different strategies, right? But the first thing first is that if your mind is ready to face up with anything, it's going to be always coming up with panic kind of feeling that, what should I do? What should I do? And we can't get that reasonable or logical solution to cope with what's going on. So first thing first, whenever the best strategy for now, whenever facing any uncertainty at all, take a pause. Look, and after your mind started to calm down, then look at the given scenarios. And what is the priority that has to be dealing first? starting from yourself. From regarding your health, your finances, and then your relationship, starting from this. Afterward, you will notice that there are many other things that keep coming along with this aspect. And that's when you can take different measures. But if our mind always jumping around, from stress out over our jobs, our work, our financial status, our health, it's just so many things to deal with at once. And that's the reality is that we just have to pause first, and one thing at a time.
Thank you. Imagine someone who has never tried meditation before, and he or she wants to start this journey of peace. Which would be the first steps for someone who is totally new in this journey? What would you recommend? Where to start?
At home, on your bed, wherever you feel most at ease, that is the place of meditation. The things that people kind of idealize meditation a lot is going to have to be up high in the mountaintop or with the nature, stuff like that. But the meditation is not about places or time. It's about yourself finding that moment of peace at your comfortable spot. So whenever anybody take a first step of meditation, it's not about making it complicated, make it so easy. Meditation is like vacation for the mind. Imagine what it's like when you go on a vacation. You're not there to do anything. You're just there to just let it out and just enjoy the moment. That's exactly how meditation be. Be there and imagine yourself. You can start by just close your eyes. Imagine you sitting somewhere out with the nature, without even gravity, floating in the air, floating in the oceans. Like, I'm just there. I'm not taking on anything. And that is the start of meditation. The third meditation in my text refers to the word pavana, and it means development of the mind to the state that is still peaceful and focused. The mind cannot be in that state because it's always thinking. And when the mind thinks, it holds on to external matter that make us feel upset and disappointment. It's like it holds on to the job, it holds on to our financial problem, it holds on to our relationship, it holds on to something all the time. So whenever it holds on to those things, it triggers more feelings, more negative emotions that coming along with those matters. So that's why our mind get upset by those matters around us. Meditation is the tool to help the mind disconnect and withdraw it so that it can return to be with ourselves. So whenever we're trying to just stay calm and imagine ourselves somewhere in the nature, or even focus on just the breath of feeling the kind of peace within ourselves, focusing on anything inside. With that moment that we bring our mind back here, it disconnects from those external matters and it comes back. And when it comes back, that we feel calm and we feel at peace with ourselves. So that is actually the beginning step of meditation. Don't take it so hard. You can just sit on the bed, lean your back against the walls, or close your eyes, take a long, soft and deep, and I'm just right here. Washing the roads, watching the traffic. That's it.
Thank you very much. This is really important because many people feel they are not ready to meditate or they are not prepared for meditation. And actually meditation is simpler than what we think, right?
Yeah, most of the time, I think because people get kind of worried about the techniques of meditation. And there are so many techniques, but all the techniques are the same things. As I always explain that the mind is like a monkey. And the monkey is always jumping. That is the state of the monkey. But we can't force the monkey to be still, be calm. Because if we do that, the monkey can struggle and even fight back. So what we do is to give the monkey a treat, one banana at a time, so that the monkey is slowly coming to be calm on its own and sort of be trained to be calm on its own. So that's actually the idea of training the mind with the practice of meditation. It's just like feeding the monkey. The techniques of meditation is just banana. So you can choose any banana you like, So that's why, for me, I never stop anybody from trying any techniques of meditation. For me, all of them lead to the final, and kind of same objective, which is to calm the monkey down.
Okay, so of course we shall try it, right? We would like to invite you to guide us brief meditation so that our audience can enjoy it. So I will be translating it into Spanish at the same time. So please.
So to get into the practice of meditation, first, please adjust your sitting posture to be really comfortable.
Primero que nada, vamos a ajustar nuestra postura de sentados y sentadas para estar cómodos.
If you're sitting on the chair, you can sit up straight with your feet flat on the floor and rest both of your hands on your lap.
Si te sentas en una silla, puedes mantener la espalda erguida, llevar los pies apoyados al piso.
If you're sitting on the floor, adjust your legs so that you don't feel any blockage on your blood circulations.
Si te sentás en el piso, asegúrate de que las piernas no estén bloqueando la circulación de la sangre.
And rest both of your hands on your lap while taking long and soft, deep breath a few times.
Y apoya las manos en el regazo, respirando en forma tranquila, despacio.
Just feel the movement of the air that passing your nostrils down to the end of your breath and take it deeply a few times.
Simplemente sentí el aire que ingresa por nariz, inhalando suavemente un par de veces.
And each time you breathe deeply, feeling that your chest expands while your back is stretching up.
Cada vez que respirás, sentí como el pecho se expande, la espalda se mantiene erguida.
And each time you exhale, allowing both of your shoulders to rest and drop naturally.
Y cada vez que exhalás, relaja los hombros, sintiendo cómo caen naturalmente.
Take it deeply and softly a few more times so that your mind return to be with yourself in the present moment.
Respira un par de veces más, permitiendo que tu mente regrese al momento presente.
Allowing the eyes to close very gently in the way that there is no tension at corners of the eyes.
Permite que tus ojos se cierren gentilmente, evitando cualquier presión en la zona de los ojos.
And now that the eyes are closed, adjust the sitting posture to be comfortable.
Y ahora que los ojos están cerrados, ajusta tu postura para encontrarte cómoda, cómodo nuevamente.
Observe the entire body. If there is any part that feels tense or tight, so please adjust it.
Observa todo tu cuerpo y si hay alguna zona que sienta tensión, ajusta tu postura para estar confortable.
The first step of meditation is physical relaxation. When the body is relaxed, our mind will wander less and less.
El primer paso de la meditación es la relajación física. Si nuestro cuerpo está relajado, nuestra mente puede también calmarse más y más.
So let's start by relaxing the muscle from the top of the head and our face.
Empecemos relajando desde la tapa de la cabeza, relajando la cara por completo.
Relax down to the neck, shoulders, arms, and hands.
Relaja el cuello, los hombros, los brazos y las manos.
Relax the body, legs, feet, all the way to the toes.
Relaja el cuerpo, las piernas, los pies, los dedos de los pies.
Allowing your entire body to be so relaxed, at ease, Just like when you go on a holiday.
Permite que todo el cuerpo esté relajado, a gusto, como cuando estás de vacaciones.
You can even picture yourself sitting out alone on a holiday in the nature.
Puedes imaginarte sentada, sentado a solas, en un lugar en medio de la naturaleza.
It could be on top of the mountain, by the lake, anywhere that you feel most at peace.
Puede ser en la cima de una montaña, al lado de un lago, en aquel lugar donde te sientas más en paz.
Imagine yourself being in the middle of that open space.
Imagínate que estás en el medio de ese espacio abierto.
Any thoughts, any worries or problems that you may have, imagine that you are blowing them all away into the surrounding space, one by one.
Imagina que puedes soplar hacia afuera tus pensamientos, tus preocupaciones, permitiendo que se alejen de a ti uno a uno.
As if the gentle breeze are blowing them all away into the void.
Como si la brisa suave pudiera alejarlos hacia el vacío alrededor.
Any matters that has been troubling you, let them all out, let them all go.
Cualquier preocupación que tengas, déjala ir, déjala que se aleje.
Allow your mind to feel the taste of freedom. It feels like there is no force interacting with your mind or your body.
Permite a tu mente sentir el sabor de la libertad. Nada la está interrumpiendo.
It feels as if everything is light, weightless, as if there is no gravity.
Todo se vuelve liviano, sin peso, como si no hubiera gravedad.
Whatever is still lingering in your mind, let them out, let them all go.
Lo que sea que esté dando vueltas en tu cabeza, permití que se aleje, que se vaya.
Maintain your awareness with this sensation of peace. Whenever the mind wanders off or distracted, gently bring it back to where it's feeling at peace again.
Si tu mente se distrae o divaga, tráela de regreso suavemente a este espacio de relajación y de calma.
And once the mind standing still, you may notice where that peace sensation is coming from. It is from within your body.
Cuando tu mente está quieta, puedes percibir que esta sensación de paz viene desde adentro de tu cuerpo, desde tu interior.
So wherever you feel most at peace, gently rest your mind upon that spot.
Donde sea que te sientes más en paz, permite que tu mente descanse en ese punto.
Meditation does not require any action.
La meditación no necesita de ninguna acción.
It's only about being still, at ease, without interacting thoughts.
Trata simplemente de estar quieto, a gusto, sin interrupción.
And when you stand still, inner peace will return automatically, because peace is the natural state of our mind.
Cuando encuentras quietud, la paz interior aparece naturalmente, porque es el estado natural de la mente.
So let's keep the mind still with that state of peace, so light and spacious.
Mantén la mente tranquila en esta sensación de paz y espacio.
Allow your entire body to be melting away and become one with the nature, with your surroundings.
Permite que tu cuerpo se disuelva y se vuelva uno con la naturaleza y el alrededor.
Until what is left is your consciousness that's full of peace and calmness.
Hasta que lo que queda es tu propia conciencia, llena de paz y de calma.
So let it stand still with that peace for a while.
Permite que la mente permanezca allí, en paz, por un rato.
And now that your mind feels at ease, slowly reconnect your mind with your body sensation.
Y ahora que tu mente se siente a gusto, reconecta tu mente con tus sensaciones físicas.
Observe the sensation in your skin, your face, your hands.
Observa las sensaciones en tu piel, tu rostro, tus manos.
And slowly breathe deeply, softly, in and out.
Y respira suave, lento, profundamente, inhalando y exhalando.
Observe the gentle movement of the air passing into your body.
Observa el movimiento gentil del aire entrando en tu cuerpo.
And exhale, allowing your entire body to settle at your seat.
Y exhala, permitiendo a tu cuerpo tomar conciencia de los puntos de apoyo.
Follow that breathing cycle a few more times.
Sigue este ciclo de respiración un par de veces más.
And now that you are feeling more comfortable, slowly stretch your neck, your shoulders, your arms and your hands.
Y ahora que te sientes más confortable, puedes estirar y mover tu cuello, los hombros, los brazos, las manos.
And when you are ready, then please slowly open the eyes.
Cuando estés en condiciones, suavemente, puedes volver a abrir tus ojos. Thank you so much. It's been a time that I couldn't meditate with you. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who's going to be happy about it. Thank you very much. So, Luang Phi, we are getting to the end of this wonderful interview. And after enjoying this delicate sensation of meditation, what would be the final message you would like to give to our marathon audience? What would you like to inspire to them?
I think it's also connect when you ask a lot about the strategies. I think there's only one strategy for every matters in life. And that actually to give ourselves the time to ask what really matters in our life. There are always something going on, something that upsetting, something that is disrupting, something that unsettling, something that we don't really enjoy. But no matter what is happening, there are hindrances, and there's always taking our mind away from looking at what really matters in our life. And no matter how many people are telling what matters in our life, only you know what matters in your life. So meditation, marathon of calm, is actually one of the best ways that you can give yourself the chance to learn many techniques and begin the exploration and finding out what matters in your life and how to take an approach to reach it. And that's when you really find out how meaningful life can be. No matter what uncertainty are coming at you, it begins with that. There will be so many things to be dealing with. But what matters in our life, once we find it out, that is actually something really important. And then we can just put our mind at rest a lot easier when we begin to do what matters first. So I encourage everybody to try to join this marathon of calm and give yourself a chance to find it out.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, for your inspiration, for sharing with us what you best know and practice. So I'm really, really glad to have you here. Thanks again, Luang Phi, and hope we can meet and share another meditation soon as well. Thank you, and thank you everybody for watching this very nice interview today.